3, 2, 1. Hey.
On KBLA, James Farr's on the mic, lifting up the people, keeping hope in sight. With Altadena spirit, he fights the good fight, speaking truth to power, shining the light. Try to break us, but we're standing tall. Lost our homes, but we ain't lost at all. Through the smoke and the ashes, we see the sun. Altadena's fight has just begun.
Just begun. Begun.
We'll rise again, we'll build it strong. Through the struggle, yes, we belong. Hand in hand, through dust and pain, Altadena's heart remains.
Live from Leimert Park, KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to The Conversation Live. I am your host, James Farr. This is a show of record, and we are chronicling for the nation the January Altadena Eaton Canyon fire. I want to thank you for allowing me into your cars, your living room. Some of you may be in your backyard. It's such a beautiful day here in Southern California. Finally, some sunshine over the weekend. You may be going out for activities for the day. And guess what, y'all? It's also Mother's Day, so we want to wish our mothers a very happy Mother's Day. And again, thank you for allowing me into your space and sharing this afternoon. Boy, I'm excited about what we're going to do today. But first, I want to invite you to follow us on social media at KBLA Talk 1580, and you can follow me at James Farr Live across all social media platforms. And then if you've missed any of our previous episodes, all podcasts are available wherever you get your podcasts. You can also go over to the KBLA YouTube page, and there you will find all previous 9 episodes, and today makes number 10. So I guess we're in double digits now. I want to thank you again for the emails, text messages from folks who are listening as far as Ghana, on the continent, and across the United States. Thanks for checking in with us. Usually do, my all facts, no cap, but I'm gonna kind of forfeit that today because I want to keep it upbeat a little bit. I've been told that I get a little too real in that space, so let's keep it a little bit light today. It's Mother's Day weekend and happening in just 1 hour, and I invite you to come. I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be there. It's the Mother's Day Music Festival. It's supporting domestic violence over at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex. Leela James, Rasan Patterson, 1500 or nothing. DJ D Nice will be spinning. KBLA's own Dominique DePrima, host of First Things First, will be on the mic emceeing all day. And the event is brought to you by the Genesis, the proceeds will benefit the Genesis Center, and it's brought to you by LA City Council member Heather Hutt, Council President Marquise Harris Dawson, and LA City Council man Curran Price. Go to ilovemom.eventbrite. You can get tickets right now. It is an incredible show. Bring you some water, suntan lotion. Go say hi to Dominique. I'm going to be out there, and I want to see you. If you see me outside, say hello. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about today's program. This next brother who I have coming up, you know, I've loosely said before that if Altadena or if Wakanda were a real place, Altadena would certainly be one of the communities inside of it. And today on our program, this brother has been in business for 33 years. He is a master barber, an entrepreneur, an international public speaker. I mean, if you haven't ever heard him speak, you know, you are missing something. Inside of his business, it's more than just a barbershop. I mean, it's really like a cultural experience, right? I mean, he's about as close as I know to contemporary Renaissance, man. Everything about this brother, it just encompasses Black excellence. He's a huge advocate for generational wealth. He's a proponent for financial literacy. He's a community icon. He's a celebrity barber. I mean, there's so many things that I could tell you, but Darrin Lyons, owner of Tangle and Locks, will be in the seat, and I'm just excited. Like you'll see, me and this brother go back to the 1900s, so it's a lot that we're going to be able to unpack. And I'm giving this whole hour and program just to talk to our brother Darrin Lyons. So when we come forward, I'm going to welcome our good brother DL into the seat, and we're going to get after it. We got a lot to talk about. Only on KBLA Talk 1580, unapologetically progressive.
The station you turn to when you had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
On January 7th, 2025, the Eaton Canyon fire scorched Altadena, torching everything in its path. Homes, wealth, and legacy burned in one night. But will Altadena rise from the ashes? I'm James Farr. On the Conversation Live Altadena Rising, we're chronicling the recovery, the resilience, and justice for the nation. This is the show of record, unapologetically progressive. We're not blacking down. So join me, James Farr, on the Conversation Live Altadena Rising every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific with the rebroadcast on Sunday at noon.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
And, you know, and I said, Mom, please stay home because I don't want you going into this. And she says, nope, if you going into the fire, I'm going into the fire. So she got in the car and said, all right, then come on, let's roll, you know, and that's just who she is, you know, as a queen, you know. And I really would rather her not be there, but we came to California together.
Right.
So she like, if we going out together, you know. So, you know, but once we got there, it was majority of the streets were blocked off. So because I was raised in Altadena, I knew all of the side streets and how to get in. And when I tell you, it was like it was raining fire, like literally.
What do you mean, raining
When
fire?
I tell you, it was like the sky was raining fire from all the particles, all of the tree branches, all of the embers, and they were sizing. We're talking about way bigger than the size of a baseball, a softball, and it seems like everything it hit, it lit on fire. And so my mom, she realized that it looked like we were in fire, like a lake of fire. And so she said, she honestly said, I'm afraid. And I said, Mom, don't worry about it. We're going to get through this. By the time we got up to the street, all the telephone lines were down. And so now we had to make a decision. Do we try to go another way? Because we don't want to go on these power lines. So I went another way. And then once I got to the shop, the whole back of the shop was already burnt to the ground. It was already on the ground. The cars were already incinerated. And so then it went to the point where I decided to get some, you know, I ran into the shop and I got a trash can and started trying to put the fire out around my business, you know, with just trash water, you know, I mean, you know, from
fire
the trash
department.
can.
Where were the
Fire department was across the street trying to put out a fire from a building that was just constructed. You know, so it was technically all wood still, 4 stories. So they weren't able to help. I prayed over the building, and then I went to work. And so, I mean, it was very hard to breathe, very hard to see. And it was, I mean, I just didn't know what to do but to be active. And thank God, you know, I was able to save the building. But the back of the building, which is 2 parts, that one was already gone when we arrived, of course. But here's the problem. With all of that going on, I still had to think about my mom's safety. I wasn't so much thinking about things as much as I was thinking about life. But then I also seen my life as a businessman be possibly burned to the ground.
I mean, 33 years. Because at one time you opened up multiple shops, right?
Yeah, I had five shops.
Your career.
I opened up 5 shops every year for 5 years straight when I first opened. And I started my first one, which was at 19 years old. So, you know, which is Tangles and Locks is this one. This is the original shop. So I just didn't know what to do at that point but to be active, you know. And it was surreal. I just didn't know how to feel at that time but to take care of the business as much as I could, but also get my mom back to safety.
So, Mom, you guys made it out safely, obviously, right? I mean,
here's the deal.
You're here.
Here's the deal. The smoke took over us really fast, so we couldn't see which way to get out. And so the smoke was so bad that once we went down the street, we couldn't see. And then we turned the car around, and once we turned the car around, the whole car on both sides was engulfed in flames. So my mom said, I'm really scared now. I said, Mom, don't worry about it. I'm getting ready to drive straight. I'm going to drive straight. And I hit the gas, and I drove straight. And literally, as the smoke cleared, there was a fire truck right on the right side of me. And thank God it did, because if not, I would have ran right into the back of it. And then from there was a truck that had a siren on it, and they actually escorted us out of Altadena.
Wow. So business back open now? Where you at now? What's happening?
Well, here's the problem. So people drive by and they say, listen, man, I'm so happy about your shop. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you mean? And they say, man, your shop made it. And I said, yeah, it did. Here's the problem. The structure stood, but the business burnt down to the ground.
What do you mean?
Meaning, I have a business that's still standing.
The structure of it,
the
right?
structure.
I mean, because I've driven them. I'm like, yeah, it's right there.
So people just know that it's like you're getting ready to be open again. My business burnt down is because my business is the community. I'm a barber, and a good one, right? And I've been there pretty much my whole adult life. But when there's no school, there's no post office, there's no grocery store, the mechanic, Javier, who always fixed me and my mom's car, that's gone. All the businesses around us and all of the friends, all my friends' homes, the childhood home that I grew up in, all burnt to the ground. So when you have no community, you have no business, period. Because people have now had to move to other places,
right,
not in Altadena, to find a roof over their head, to find shelter. So the streets are a lot more quieter.
It's quiet.
People are going up, but they're not going up like they used to because there's nothing there. Their homes are not there. Their businesses that they frequently patronize are not there. So now what do you do with that when you have those situations? Here's the biggest problem for me. Every time I go up there, James, I get a headache with a mask. And the headache lasts for at least 2 days, okay? I don't have allergies, but this headache is it's like a migraine. But I've been going to the town hall meetings, and I've been listening, and one of the issues that they're having is lead and asbestos, okay? Which is a very, very bad situation for our respiratory system, our bodies. One of the problems with 9/11 was a lot of people were affected by lead and asbestos. And now they're being medically treated because they were the first responders. So now, do I want to bring my clients, my guests, my family, my friends back into an area that is not safe for me or for them, right? And later on, I don't want to have to look back and hear about somebody was sick because they're constantly going to the barbershop, because they come every week.
Right.
These are regular people that come every week because they come for community.
But could you open if you wanted to?
I could. As of right now, we don't even have water. Our water is contaminated.
Okay, because I'm like, water. I thought water was back home. You're concerned about that.
Yeah, we don't. At my shop, we still don't have water.
Wow.
Right, and so, and that's then the reason why is because of the contaminants, and they're trying to get a hold of that. So the problem is, even when the water cuts back on, are we in a safe space, right? And if you don't go to the meetings and you're not understanding what's going on, it's very easy to say, hey, just don't drink the water. But what about the other parts? What about the damages? What about the stuff that's on the ground that you don't see? What about the things that we are inhaling? So those are some of the issues that I am battling with right now, of bringing people into an unsafe space.
What do you miss about not being in the shop? I mean, it's 4 months now, right? I mean, you got so much energy, DL. You know what I mean?
Listen,
what's missing?
4 months. It seems like 40 years. It's because I'm without my community. I'm without the laughing, the joking, the people that need help, the people who ask for help. The youngsters is saying, hey, man, I'm getting ready to go to college, or I'm getting ready to do this, or, hey, man, the second semester, man, but I got my letters. And, that community that is missed, it's not just clip, clip, snip, snip. It's not just putting hair on the floor. It's about the community. It's about the lives that are being changed, And so, for me, that is a very, very hard thing to swallow, especially when you are not in control. It's been said that you can't control something that's out of your control, and once you try to control something that's out of your control, we tend to lose what God gave us to control.
See, I forgot to mention earlier, you are a master barber, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a whole nother level, y'all.
Absolutely.
What is it about Altadena, Pasadena that informs you, that makes you show, you are that master barber, right? But how does that how does the community inform you with, I know your world traveling and all of those other things, but how does that inform?
What do you mean by how does it
influence you? Like growing up in that close knit community, because it's a reciprocal relationship.
That's right.
I know if I go and sit in your chair, then I'm gonna get more gain than a haircut.
Well, you're talking about generations.
Yeah.
You're talking about a generational information. You're talking about generational community. And when you're talking about generational, I'm doing the father, which is a friend, and now his kids have kids, and now we're doing his kids' right? So it's a generational thing. So you see people grow, and we grow with each other. It's not just growing with just a one set. We're growing with multiple generations of men and women, right? Because I do both. So it's a totally different ball game when you're without that.
We're gonna keep that part of the conversation going when we come forward, because I really want to talk about the community, right, and kind of how you see the community going forward. And also, there's a very special lady that I know your mother, and how she influenced, a very stylish lady, right?
Where you think I get my swag from? Come on,
well,
man. This drip don't. Listen, my suits, every suit that I wear, brother, just check this out. This suit is in me, it's not on me. And my mom raised me that way. And I'll tell you a crazy story about that.
I know you talked about that, right? Your mother is a roller skater and a bunch of other things. So we'll get more into that when we come forward. We're going to continue this conversation with DL Lyons, only on KBLA. We got your black.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty.
and 2 additional verdicts echoed the same following the acquittals in a black man, Tyree Nichols' death. Now Nichols' family is moving forward with a $550 million civil lawsuit against the city of Memphis, the police chief, and 5 officers. The trial is set for July 2026, and attorneys say it's about accountability. The Department of Justice is investigating Black New York Attorney General Letitia James for alleged mortgage fraud following a request from the Federal Housing Finance Agency. James has led lawsuits against both Trump administrations and won a case last year over falsified business records. And Golden State's Draymond Green is getting a warning letter from the NBA after picking up his 5th technical foul of the playoffs. He spoke out against being labeled a, quote, angry black man, end quote, for his intensity on the court. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Southern California Edison reminds you that downed wires are dangerous. Never approach or touch a downed wire or anything in contact with it. Stay away and call 911. Learn more at sce.com/stay safe.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has work source centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach, transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal, prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr. publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Pour out some liquor and I reminisce, cause through the drama I can always depend on my mama. And when it seems that I'm hopeless, you say the words that can get me back in focus. When I was sick as a little kid, to keep me happy there's no limit to the things you did. And all my childhood memories are full of all the sweet things you did for me. And even though I act crazy, I gotta thank the Lord that you made me. There are no words that can express how I feel. You never kept a secret, always stayed real. And I appreciate how you raised me and all the extra love that you gave me. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. And there's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Don't you know we love you, sweet
dear mama.
Place no one above you, sweet.
You all appreciate it.
KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to The Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, and we are sponsored in part by Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. Dear Mama, you know, it's Mother's Day weekend, and I'm joined by Darrin Lyons. DL, you know, is how most people know him. He's one of them people that you just say DL in the community, and everybody know who you're talking about. So DL, brother, you used to cut Pac's hair. You know, we all go back to the 1900s.
I was cutting Pac before the Tupac you guys know. I was cutting him when he was a dancer. And so, you know, for me to cut his hair then and then to have a cut that was like the world knows, you know, and all the youngsters is like, oh man, that's DL Master Barber, man. You know, he's known for the juice fade.
The juice fade. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right there. And you cut Biggie, right?
Yeah, I was both their barbers at the same time, flying from the East Coast to the West.
Man,
to see and to feel and to hear both sides of the story, and then to listen to what you see on TV, and you know, most of that is not the truth. You know, but I just kept my wits about it, because one thing about being a master barber, one of the key things is discretion. You know, you need to be discreet. It's not about going out and telling everybody's story and telling all of the secrets that you've seen and you've known. But two brothers that I dearly and truly miss, and I lost two good friends.
Yeah, I you know, and that's how we met, right? Kind of back in that space. I was in a different life, different iteration. I had produced Pac's last concert that people, you know, millions say they were there at the House of Blues.
No, that was
I know only 1,000 was there. But
that was a big argument for me. That was a very big argument at that concert.
Yeah. So let's dig back into this. How does the community of Altadena and Pasadena, how does that shape you, man? I mean, tell what are people, if they don't know about this very special place that I've described as?
Me and you talked about Wakanda, right? And we talked about how great and how big a community of the way it's being perceived Wakanda was. And Altadena was just like that.
What does that mean to you, though? Because somebody said I was crazy for saying that.
No. Because one thing about Altadena, and I know a lot of people say, well, our city was like that too, but if you ain't been in Altadena, you would never know. But the thing is that our city was held accountable. We wasn't separated by race. Although a lot of people in a lot of cities might say, yeah, we separated by, but because of our school system and the way it was set up, we merged together. That means black, white, Asian. And so that means the parents looked out for the children, period, point blank. And if you was out of line and out of pocket, you can get checked by a person that's not even your race, right? Because they know your mama. The community was set up in such a way that, you know, we all went swimming together. Because we had community pools. We wasn't blessed to be on the east side to where everybody had their own swimming pool. But because of the community pools like we had, like at Jackie Robinson and Brookside, which is where the Rose Bowl is, and things like that, we had community pools, and there was a community there. We played all of the games from caroms to backgammon to the boys club. I mean, everybody literally was merged together.
Yeah, we've talked about it here that it's a city or town rather where everybody knows somebody.
That's right.
That knows somebody.
It's like
knows
Cheers.
Somebody.
It's a place where everybody knows your name.
Right.
Right? And that's just the way it was. Everybody, anywhere my mom go, she like, oh, you DL's mom. And she like, wow. She like, she's amazed on how many people, you know
well, that's not the way it was represented to me, right? You even know that there was a call that came all the way from the continent, from Ghana, to your mother.
That's right.
That
this morning.
That let her know you was going to be on this program.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Georgia, right?
That's right.
That's your mother.
That is my mom. Georgia Sue Lyons. The queen of all queens. Representing. Formed me, molded me.
Tell me about that woman.
Listen,
mother.
That woman.
It's Mother's Day weekend,
that
brother.
Woman, let me tell you something. She is, she's very quiet but innovative, you know, because she brought me here for a better opportunity. Growing up, I was very young. I was a baby. We come from Warren, Ohio, okay? It's a steel mill town, plant city, and, you know, I'd say average $30,000, $40,000 a year annually. If you work at the steel mill, then you got a job. If you don't work there, then you work at McDonald's or Arby's or the mall. She wanted a better opportunity, and for a young woman without a man's help to bring a child here in Los Angeles and to try...
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Pour out some liquor and I reminisce, cause through the drama I can always depend on my mama. And when it seems that I'm hopeless, you say the words that can get me back in focus. When I was sick as a little kid, to keep me happy there's no limit to the things you did. And all my childhood memories are full of all the sweet things you did for me. And even though I act crazy, I gotta thank the Lord that you made me. There are no words that can express how I feel. You never kept a secret, always stayed real. And I appreciate how you raised me and all the extra love that you gave me. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. And there's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Don't you know we love you, sweet
dear mama.
Place no one above you, sweet.
You all appreciate it.
KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to The Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, and we are sponsored in part by Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers. Dear Mama, you know, it's Mother's Day weekend, and I'm joined by Darrin Lyons. DL, you know, is how most people know him. He's one of them people that you just say DL in the community, and everybody know who you're talking about. So DL, brother, you used to cut Pac's hair. You know, we all go back to the 1900s.
I was cutting Pac before the Tupac you guys know. I was cutting him when he was a dancer. And so, you know, for me to cut his hair then and then to have a cut that was like the world knows, you know, and all the youngsters is like, oh man, that's DL Master Barber, man. You know, he's known for the juice fade.
The juice fade. Y'all heard it right there. And you cut Biggie, right?
Yeah, I was both their barbers at the same time, flying from the East Coast to the West.
Man,
to see and to feel and to hear both sides of the story, and then to listen to what you see on TV, and most of that is not the truth. But I just kept my wits about it, because one thing about being a master barber, one of the key things is discretion. You need to be discreet. It's not about going out and telling everybody's story and telling all of the secrets that you've seen and you've known. But two brothers that I dearly and truly miss, and I lost two good friends.
Yeah, and that's how we met, right? Kind of back in that space. I was in a different life, different iteration. I had produced Pac's last concert that people, millions say they were there at the House of Blues.
No, that was
I know only 1,000 was there. But
that was a big argument for me. That was a very big argument at that concert.
Yeah. So let's dig back into this. How does the community of Altadena and Pasadena, how does that shape you, man? I mean, what are people, if they don't know about this very special place that I've described as?
Me and you talked about Wakanda.
Yeah.
Right? And we talked about how great and how big a community of the way it's being perceived Wakanda was. And Altadena was just like that.
What does that mean to you, though? Because somebody said I was crazy for saying that.
No. Because one thing about Altadena, and I know a lot of people say, well, our city was like that too, but if you ain't been in Altadena, you would never know. But the thing is that our city was held accountable. We wasn't separated by race. Although a lot of people in a lot of cities might say, yeah, we separated but because of our school system and the way it was set up, we merged together. That means black, white, Asian. And so that means the parents looked out for the children, period, point blank. And if you was out of line and out of pocket, you can get checked by a person that's not even your race, right? Because they know your mama. The community was set up in such a way that, we all went swimming together. Because we had community pools. We wasn't blessed to be on the east side to where everybody had their own swimming pool. But because of the community pools like we had, like at Jackie Robinson and Brookside, which is where the Rose Bowl is, and things like that, we had community pools, and there was a community there. We played all of the games from caroms to backgammon to the boys club. I mean, everybody literally was merged together.
Yeah, we've talked about it here, that it's a city or town rather where everybody knows somebody.
That's right.
That knows somebody.
It's like
knows
Cheers.
Somebody.
It's a place where everybody knows your name.
Right.
Right? And that's just the way it was. Everybody, anywhere my mom go, she like, oh, you DL's mom. And she like, wow. She like, she's amazed on how many people, know
well, that's not the way it was represented to me, right? You even know that there was a call that came all the way from the continent, from Ghana, to your mother.
That's right.
This morning. That let her know you was going to be on this program.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Georgia, right?
That's right.
That's your mother.
That is my mom. Georgia Sue Lyons. The queen of all queens. Formed me, molded me.
Tell me about that woman.
Listen,
mother.
That woman.
It's Mother's Day weekend,
that
brother.
Woman, let me tell you something. She is, she's very quiet but innovative, because she brought me here for a better opportunity. Growing up, I was very young. I was a baby. We come from Warren, Ohio, okay? It's a steel mill town, plant city, and, I'd say average $30,000, $40,000 a year annually. If you work at the steel mill, then you got a job. If you don't work there, then you work at McDonald's or Arby's or the mall. She wanted a better opportunity, and for a young woman without a man's help to bring a child here in Los Angeles and to try to give me a better opportunity. She wasn't even thinking about herself as much as she was thinking about her son, to have a better opportunity. And that opportunity gave me a space and a place that I was able to do the things that I do, to be able to travel the way I travel, to be able to do the celebrities I'm able to do. So, my world is not based around, and people will always say, what do you want to be like when you grow up? I said I wanted to be like my mama, period. And still to this day, I want to be like my mama, because the things that she did was so amazing.
I read that you had said, because you have a book, The Pocket Game,
Game,
right?
Yeah.
Where you're really talking about financial literacy. And you said what was a driver for you was to be able to take care of your mother.
That's correct.
Have you achieved that?
Absolutely. My mom ain't worked, no shade. No shade, but my mom ain't worked in almost 15, almost 20 years. She do stuff to stay busy, but she hasn't had to work because I made sure that she was taken care of. You know what I mean? And we are so close. She's not only my mother, but she's also my best friend. And so, I'm not too far. Even though I travel the world all the time, I come back to home, and home is with her. You know what I mean? And so it's me and my mama going to be down 10 toes down forever.
Now, in between Hollywood sets, TV shows, because you work on, and I'm not going to put it out there, it's up to you, but you work on some pretty big shows.
Yeah, I work on a hit TV show called All American right now. I've been there 7 years.
Wow.
And we have been #1 in our time slot for 7 years.
Wow. But you also live in Costa Rica. How do you we caught you when I called you? You were in France.
Yes, I did. I just got back from France. I was in France. I was in Monaco. I was in Italy, and I was in Barcelona, Spain. All behind one haircut. I just went down there just to do one fade, one time, right? And that is the beauty of value, And Dr. Miles Monroe said. He said, once you build your value, and you create this value, people will pay you to perform it. So my value is strong enough that people are going to pay me to perform it, no matter where it is. So when you become a great person and have great value in whatever that is, people are going to pay you. So get your passport ready.
Get your pass. We're hard on time, but financial literacy is important to you. 30 seconds. What do you got?
I can't do it in 30 seconds. All I can tell you
TikTok.
All I can tell you is one thing about financial literacy is it's something that we all need to get under our belt. We need to get it in between our ears, and we need to understand it because it is a game. And right now, this country is playing chess when they gave us a bag of checkers.
Wow, Darrin, Lyons, DL, brother. It's just not enough time.
We done already?
We yeah,
No.
Nah, well, I mean, yeah, a little bit. Anyway, when we come forward, I got some updates. You're listening to the Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. My guest has been Darrin. How can people reach you? Real quick.
Okay, so you can reach me at DL Master Barber on Instagram, DL Master Barber on Facebook, or Darrin Lyons. You can also, if you want to be able, I have a GoFundMe as well for Altadena at Darrin Lyons, DarrinLyons. Man, I didn't even know time went by that fast, man.
It did, and if I don't pay these bills...
You got to pay the bills, man. That's a part of financial literacy. Paying the bills.
Discipline and being on budget. Right. When we come forward, I have some updates for you, only on the Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, brought to you and sponsored in part by Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power. When the flames subside, who ensures that the stories endure? At KBLA Talk 1580, we're committed to preserving the voices that shape our community. We know people have short memories. And as long as this Black Talk radio station is on the air, we will not let Altadena be forgotten. We are honored to announce that the Altadena Historical Society will officially archive our recent town hall, alongside every episode of Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr. This is the show of record, the definitive source for tracking Altadena's roots, resilience, recovery, and reunion. These stories will now live on for students, scholars, researchers, and journalists seeking truth and legacy in the months and years to come. Because history isn't just made, it's honored, it's recorded, and it's passed forward. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
And welcome forward. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580, Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. I am your host, James Farr. I have just had the best probably 30, 40-minute conversation with the master barber, Darrin D.L. Lyons. And I'm going to squeeze a couple more minutes in with him in just a quick moment. But I wanted to give you this quick update. And, DL is a small business, but the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce has a grant application that is open until June the 6th. They are awarding up to $25,000 to qualified businesses. You need to visit the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce website. It's LA Chamber Recovery Fund.com for more information. This program is being administered by Lindustry, and according to the CEO of the business, the Chamber of Commerce, in the face of devastation, we do not retreat, we rebuild, says Chamber CEO Maria Salinas. This fund is designed to deliver not just relief, but long-term recovery. So I encourage you guys to look that up. I'm looking forward to having them on the on air in the coming weeks to talk more about that program. DL, I got about 2 minutes before we got to get out of here, brother.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
Listen.
man, we pushing through this, but I wanted to give you, because we didn't talk about that financial literacy, so I wanted to give the people, let you speak to the people.
First of all, we need to come back. We need to do a part two.
We're going to do that.
We're going to do a part two. But, first thing is I just want people to know about, before I even get into the financial literacy, that we have to wake up with a gratitude attitude, right? That is very important, because this is over for a lot of people. This was a sound bite for a lot of news stations and radio, but it hasn't been a sound bite for KBLA 1580. But the thing is that what I want people to understand is that financial literacy is important. James, do you know what the wealthiest piece of real estate in the world is?
No, I don't.
The wealthiest piece of real estate in the world is not the oil fields in Kuwait, not the diamond and land mines in Africa, but the wealthiest land, wealthiest real estate is in between our ears, is our mind, right? Because there was dreams that never came to pass, plans that never went beyond the drawing board, paintings that were never painted, all because we never lived and fully lived our dreams. The way we wake up every morning, we have to even be thankful, even because of the fires, even because of the situation, we still have to be thankful. Our buildings may have burned down, our shops have been burned down, our businesses may have been burned down, but our minds, our spirits, and our souls have not been burned down. So we have to wake up every morning with a gratitude attitude. We have to always have positive. The positive things are going to fuel us instead of the negative. The negatives are like poison. Those are the things that are going to fuel us. So what I'm asking for, because I'm going to talk about the financial literacy when we come back, but what I do want people to understand is that we are a community, we are a family, and we have to continue to love each other, and we have to continue to stay positive. Even though we're in a place of loss, even though we're in a place of devastation, that does not have to devastate our minds, that doesn't have to devastate our spirit, that doesn't have to devastate our souls. So I just would like to say to all of us, let's continue to grow together, let's continue to love each other, let's continue to be for each other when we need to be for each other, the way Altadena has always been. I would like to also say, Tavis, thank you so much. James, thank you so much for KBLA 1580 for being the progressive, unapologetic radio station that allows us to have a voice, man. And I cannot wait for part two, because I really want to cook when it comes to this financial literacy, because it's very important.
Well, brother, I see. Gosh, I wish I had more time, because we could go. But I think what folks are hearing, DL, is what Altadena and this community is about. Like, I mean, you are extremely. Some describe you like as a legend. You know what I mean? I think you're a treasure, right? A national treasure, right? Certainly someone in our community that, if I could commodify your wisdom and your agency, right, and put it everywhere throughout the community, right, that I would. But there's so many people like you, which inform you,
right,
they're just not as popular as you are.
Right, but my failures are more important than my successes, and I think that that's one of the big things. I really can care less about all the things that I have been successful about. I would like to, let people know about my failures, because you don't see all of the scars behind my back. You see a nice suit. You see me smiling, but you don't know what I've been through. And Altadena is one of those situations. We smile, but people still don't know that we are scarred in our backs.
All right. Y'all know how we do this, folks. When we come forward, I got a Saturday slap. It's Mother's Day weekend.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. You're listening to The Conversation Live, Altadena Rising. I'm your host, James Farr, and we are sponsored in part by Quinn Emanuel Trial Lawyers.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580. We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Be heard. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580, listening to The Conversation Live, Altadena Rising, and I am your host, James Farr. It is that time of the program, and y'all know how we do it on a Saturday. We have a Saturday slap. Before we trigger this thing off, I want to say to my wonderful mother, Patricia, listening, Mom, I love you so much. Happy Mother's Day. I wish I could be with you and cook for you. And then also the mother, my favorite baby mama, my wife, Sister Farr, thank you for your love, support, and them beautiful babies. I look forward to celebrating and enjoying this day with you. It is Mother's Day, and 73 The Intruders, with the help of Gamble and Huff, along with McFadden and Whitehead, they brought this one to you, and it's been jamming ever since.
Something that you can't describe. It's the kind of love that stays with you until the day you die. She taught me little things like saying hello and thank you please, while scrubbing those floors on a bending knees. Oh, she's one of a kind. You've got yours and I've got mine.
I'ma always love my mama, and I know Brother DL will always love his mama, and all you mothers out there, right? This is a special weekend, and especially for our folks in the Altadena, Pasadena community and the Palisades. It is, we're not comparing those tragedies. Enjoy that day. It's a beautiful day this weekend. I'm gonna see you outside at the Mother's Day festival over at the Michelle and Barack Obama complex. Big shout out to the team that helps make this all happen. Reggie, Nyla, Kim, Brother Simeon back there on the boards. Simeon back there doing his thizzle, right? I appreciate all of you for checking in with us. Angela Roddick Wright with the legal lens is up next. She has an amazing program for you. I've said it before, I'm not a lawyer. I haven't passed the bar, but when I listen to her, I learned so much more about things in the law. Till we have another opportunity to speak with you, as always, Agape.